welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leigh and this is Leigh Art. It's October. I love Halloween. I love spooky season. My art is Gothic, so I figured this would be kind of a fun thing to show you. Today's video is me showing you the Gothic Dollhouse mansion that I built out of a Michaels seasonal shelf. That's it. If you're more interested in the light box, the painting, or the weird art videos that I do, feel free to come back. I will be doing one of those again very soon. If you would like to see what I made, then please stay tuned because I'm going to show you how I made it and what it came out like at the end. In the meantime, if you are interested in art, if you're interested in art history, paranormal art stories, true crime and art, any stuff like that, please consider subscribing and hit the bell button to be notified when I post new videos. I do a combination on this channel because I'm an artist and I'm interested in many different things. Side note, if you hear snoring or other noises in the background, that is my bulldogs and can't be helped. So enjoy. If you're wondering, as an artist, if you were an artist or a creative person, do you have to be pigeonholed into doing just one thing? Absolutely not. I feel like anything that you want to do that's creative, artistic, something that interests you, go for it. So that is my take on doing something that's not your specific style or even medium. Why not, right? About 2 years ago, for about the past 2 years, I have been participating in art shows, art fairs, art festivals, basically any type of street fair or indoor festival that has, booths or tents with people that are running a small business or an artist or a craftsperson that is selling or showcasing what they create, make, or sell. I've done probably 10 or more festivals, fairs, shows, etc. If you'd like me to do a video on that, let me know in the comments below, because I've been kicking around that idea for a little while, especially after what happened to me at my last show that I did, which was this past weekend. Since I've been doing these shows, I discovered that people who come to an art festival, a street fair, etc., number one, they're not necessarily looking to buy art, and number two, nobody goes to a street fair with several $100s in their pocket to buy a painting or, a precious piece of art. People who go to a street fair or a street festival, like you or I do, if we're, attending one, we go with some money in our pocket. We're expecting to eat some food that's delicious or at least interesting. We're going to look at the booths. If we see something that strikes our fancy, that's small and easy to carry, we're probably going to buy it or think about buying it. So as an artist, I started thinking after my first few festivals or shows, but they need something portable, small, and interesting that connects with them that they can carry home. So I started doing smaller, more craft type items, but still within my theme of being, I guess I would say, very Gothic. So what I did is I started creating mini coffins. I just happened to be at Michael's last August, and they had, all kinds of different things. So at that visit, I purchased a bunch of different novelty type items, and among those was these small wooden do-it-yourself coffins. This was the original style that I purchased. They're very cheap, they're very small, lightweight, and what I figured I would do is see if I could create something with these. So I'm going to kind of show you some footage of what I ended up doing with these coffins, but my main objective was to have something small, portable, and interesting that would connect with people that I could sell at my craft shows, art fairs, etc. Miniatures are fun. Okay, miniature things, you've seen the videos, you've gotten caught by the, little how-tos or the little frog making miniature food or whatever videos. Miniatures are fun. So once I started doing this and the coffins and stuff like that, I decided miniatures are pretty cool. So I also started making like Gothic do-it-yourself rooms, which is just a room that I decorated, you know, kind of in my style, to bring to these shows. And this year when I was in Michael's, they had one of these Halloween shelves left and it was on clearance. So I bought it and I decided to turn it into a Victorian Gothic mansion. And that's what this video is. From start to finish, I'll show you what I did. Alright, let's get going. Here is the shelf that I bought. It was like a random seasonal decor item. As you can see from the tag, it was $44.99 originally, but I got it for 40% off, which made it right around $26, which I thought was a pretty good deal. It's very solid, and that was the backside. And as you can see, as I turn it around, it has what I can only describe as rooms. As soon as I saw that, I thought, you know, I could turn this into basically a dollhouse, but kind of do it my own way. And as you can see, I've already started putting the wallpaper on the back. So it has the skull wallpaper, which is also the wallpaper that I use to decorate my desk area, and it's also the wallpaper originally that is on one wall in the bedroom behind the bed. That's where I first got it. So I'm gonna wallpaper the 3 rooms on the left side. Then on the other side, I picked those 2 rooms to be the kitchen downstairs and the bathroom upstairs. The way that I am putting this together, I'm kind of going from the background and then I'm gonna put the stuff inside. So I had ordered these velvet sheets. They're adhesive backed, like 9 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. These came from Amazon. I got 1 pack of black velvet and 1 pack of red velvet. I'm gonna use the red for this dollhouse, as you can see, because I like how it stands out. So I just measured and cut, and since they're adhesive backed, I just stuck them down to the floor and trimmed any excess, and there we go. Here are the furniture items that I ordered off Amazon, because obviously the next thing to figure out is what am I going to put inside this, what's now a dollhouse. And so the furniture kits from Amazon they came in like sheets with, you could just pop out the pieces and put them together. Most of them you pretty much like just snapped them together. Some of them I've put little bits of glue or super glue on some of the parts just to hold them together, but most of them I didn't even really need to do that, so that was kind of cool. So obviously they're like wood colored, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of mix and match. Some stuff is going to be black, some is going to be stained like a dark brown, and then some is going to be stained like to like mimic more like mahogany brown, I guess you would say. I want them to look like they're old style, like Victorian era pieces. So I'm gonna stain them. I have acrylic ink to do the staining part, and then the other stuff is black. And then that gold that I showed you a little bit ago, I'm gonna do some of the pieces with some gold accents, because I think that will look nice with the different wood tones and the dollhouse itself. So some of them I've painted a little bit of the gold on just little areas of it. I'm not doing any like full gold pieces, just accenting. So that's how I am basically finishing all of these little pieces. And basically I just took the things that I thought from those sheets of furniture, dollhouse furniture that I ordered, the things I thought would work. Here's a little piano that I painted black. As you can see, there's like a shelving unit, some little tables, a bed, the sink for the bathroom. There's like a little couch item I'm gonna make That's a little like side table. There's a vanity that I'm gonna put in the bedroom. That's gonna be the coffee table right there. There's a cabinet, some chairs. So just a lot of good items that's gonna make this feel like a dollhouse. There's a dining room table in there that I did with like a gold top and the dark wood stain. The bathroom pieces, I have this that looked like a mirror to me, and I have some stick-on mirror item, like paper kind of, so I'm gonna put mirror on there. And then this fun skull thing I also got from Michael's, I'm gonna paint that. Once I had all of the pieces painted, I took them outside and I have a can of spray clear gloss. And so I sprayed all of them with the clear gloss, and I had to like come out and turn them so that I got all sides, but here they are. So I just set everything on this piece of cardboard, and then I just laid them all out and flipped them a couple times, sprayed, so you can see that like glossy finish that it has now. And that's definitely what I was going for. There's this guy. Little sink. So everything in this tub is now glossy, which is definitely what I wanted. And so as far as I'm concerned, pretty much all the furniture is done. So now I'm gonna take everything back inside, and what I figured I would do is I'm gonna get out my hot glue gun, and I'm going to like style them outside of the dollhouse. So what does that mean? So for example, I'll take like this little thing right here, and I'll just get together everything that I think I want to put on it and get it together, and then hot glue everything that I want on it, and then it'll be ready to just set in the dollhouse, and that way I don't have to put everything on it once it's in there. So that's the next step. Now we're gonna put together this vanity. Here is that mirror that I told you about. It's just adhesive, so you just peel the backing off, and I cut it to make like this kind of curved mirror and stuck it on there, so that makes it look much more like a vanity. I also did that for this, which I'm going to put in the bathroom of the Gothic mansion dollhouse. Here's the bathroom so far. I cut some fabric and I stuck the fabric with super glue to a toothpick that I painted black, and I attached beads to the end of the toothpick to make it look like curtain rods. So there's the curtains for the bathroom with curtain rods. You can see that's what it looks like from the outside. I also have this wood die cut spider web that I thought was cool, and it happened to almost perfectly fit up in that peak. So I just painted it gold, cleared it, and stuck it in place, which I think looks pretty cool. I use this Alien's Turbo Tacky Glue for some of the stuff. I use super glue for some of the stuff. This Gorilla Super Glue gel is really good. It has a pointed applicator, which makes it really nice because you only get like a little dot of super glue. So this is how I probably going to do the bathroom. I did the tub, the sink, and the mirror, and I'm not going to do the toilet just because, I don't know, I think that's implied. But I found this cool little like baskety looking thing, so I'm going to put it in there as a hamper. So that's how the bathroom's going to look. Now here are the little items that I took that I'm going to use for the vanity. So it's going to be like a lady that, you know, sits at her vanity to put her makeup on and stuff. So I just kind of glued some beads and other things together. I had that little mirror, and I put that adhesive mirror behind it to make it look like one of those hand mirrors. And I just like super glued little beads on top of other beads to make it look like bottles. So that's how I put together the vanity before it goes in the house. And as you can see, I think I'm gonna have it setting right there. I'll glue it and its little bench down towards the end, so that's where it's gonna be. Here is the desk, and this is how I've styled it. I've got some paper, some money, a key, a candle, a phonograph, and I just stuck those all down. And here is a collection of all of the things that I may or may not use. I just kind of had them all laid out so they'd be available if I, decided to use them. And so here's how I've got things looking so far. I've got more things glued down, but I've got more items here that I'm planning to possibly use. There's the piano, I put a globe on top of it. There is the coffee table so far. The desk is gonna go over there, and I found that weird little monkey statue, so I'm gonna put that in there. There's the wardrobe, the bed, the night table. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I want stuff set up. The kitchen. I think that little phone table ends up moving, but I was just kind of trying stuff out right now, kind of placing them around where I kind of wanted them to go. And it's really all just like a preference, I just kind of experiment and try a little bit of this, of that. Where do I like this here? Do I like this item? Am I going to use this? I tried out, okay, do I want the dining room table to have benches? And I think, no, I decided I want it to be like more formal chairs because it's a Victorian Gothic mansion, so I think they'd have formal seating. One thing I wanted to point out is that I found these cool oriental rugs. These were also in a pack from Amazon, and a couple of them I cut a little bit because I couldn't find any that were quite small enough for this dollhouse that I'm doing, but however, I ordered them anyway, and I ended up cutting a little bit, and you're kind of never going to see that I cut them because of how everything's placed. So I'm going to use 3 of these oriental rugs, and I was trying out this one to see if I like the back side or the front side better. I'm going to use the red side just because I think it works better. So I did those rugs. Basically, I'm just going to use that tacky glue, and I'm just going to glue them down to the adhesive velvet on the dining room and then on the floor, the wood floor in the other 2 rooms. So they're going to be glued down. This is some frames that I ordered. There were some gold, some black, and I think they were silver, and they're like different shapes and styles, but I like this like gilded fancy frame, and I put a little old picture. It was just in a pack of what is that word? Ephemera? I don't know the word, but there were some old photos, so I took a black frame and I put this like family style photo from, looks like the 40s, 50s, maybe even 30s, somewhere around that time era, to put in the house. And then I have these, and I think I'm going to end up using those in a couple of places. They're kind of fun Halloween style, like holographic. So I'm going to use those. And then what I thought I would do here is I have these stickers that change from regular photo to skeleton photo. I'm going to use that family photo right there and put it in a frame, and that's going to be one of the photos that go in the house. So I thought that would be kind of a fun touch for a Gothic, haunted mansion type thing. And my little frame fits on it absolutely perfect, so I thought that was super fun, and I'm kind of excited about putting that up as a quote-unquote family photo. But it's really a skeleton photo if you look at it with the right angle. Before I showed the bathroom curtains that I had made, I'm getting a little creative. This is some gold lace ribbon that I had, and I cut it and I'm going to do the same thing. I'll attach it to a toothpick with some beads on the end as a curtain rod, and I'm going to hang it on that window in the dining room slash, I guess, music room. So that's going to be a curtain there, and then I'm going to have all the windows have curtains on them. So for the last window up in the living room, I have to figure that one out. Here's a pile of more stuff that I had just kind of set out to pick from. I don't end up using everything, but I like to have a bunch of stuff to kind of give me creative ideas. Like I had this little bead and some foliage, and I glued it together so it looks like a plant in a pot. That's gonna go in the house. And here is a bird cage that I had ordered, and I also ordered it was called a murder of ravens, and it was just a pack of 4 different ravens. So I put the raven in the cage, and I'm gonna end up attaching the bird cage in the house somehow so that I can have that raven in a cage. I do end up putting it up in the bedroom eventually, so that's going to go in there as well. This is the part that's a lot of fun, just kind of seeing what will fit, what will look good, what kinds of things I have that I can, pull something out and it fits where I'm thinking, or gives me some ideas. I think I ended up using one of these stickers. I can't remember where I used it, but I'm pretty sure I used it somewhere. Maybe I didn't end up using that. But anyway, that's just kind of what I do. I just kind of go through things, try some stuff out, see what gives me ideas, and helps me, see how I'm going to put everything together. I also have these packs of little tiny real books. Like, these are real books, but in really miniature. So the front and the back cover are actually the actual book's front and back cover, just very tiny. I use those throughout the house. There's 1984. Here is Catcher in the Rye. It looks just like the real book, only very tiny, and I put these on the shelves. I put them around the house in a few areas because, I want the house to have some books in it. There's Narnia, a little tiny Narnia book. I love those little books. They are so much fun. And I love the fact that they're real books, that when you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a real book. Here's some things I pulled out of my collection that I thought I might use. I was thinking of turning these into light fixtures. This owl is going to be a hanging light fixture. And that other little piece I showed you, I was thinking about turning it into a light fixture. I just had several pieces that, if I modify them, they can look like light fixtures. Here's a clock. I'm going to put that on the wall beside the desk. That I figured I could use in the kitchen as wall decoration. So it's kind of like interior designing, but for a tiny house. Here's a cool skeleton man. I put that up in the bedroom. There's a skull. I have a pack of those. I use them in quite a few of my things. This is a weird collection of, it was like from a necklace, I think, but I thought I might be able to turn it into a light fixture as well. I have little odds and ends like that teapot. There was like a little compass. There's some keys. I think there's a old-fashioned lamp right there. There's some bottles. So I just have a collection of just a bunch of random stuff, and I could go on for days, kind of showing all of that different stuff. This fabric is what I ended up using for that last window treatment. So that's really my collection of things that I pulled out that I thought I would use to decorate. Once I had the furniture all made and ready, then it was time to decorate by putting things on the wall, by putting things on the tables and little end tables and all that kind of stuff. That bedspread, I sewed that. I had a piece of like fuzzy fabric, so I just sewed it to make a bedspread, and then I sewed this little pillow, so there's going to be a fuzzy pillow. There's that picture I was talking about. I put it on the wall above the bed. One angle it's skeleton, the other angle it's regular. Here's the wardrobe. I just folded some pieces of fabric to put in there as if they were folded clothes, and then I made some little hangers and a toothpick to hang them on, and so it looks like there's clothes hanging in that wardrobe. There's that black fabric I talked about. I put it up there as the curtain that goes behind the desk. I also draped it over the couch, and on that couch I put some of that velvet as like a velvet seat. There's one of those stickers, the raven one, in the bathroom. So here's the bedroom as I pretty much have finished it, and here's the finished dollhouse. On the outside, I painted inside the window and the bat areas yellow. I attached some bats I had to the outside of the house, along with those little gravestones you saw. Here is everything kind of put together as I finished. I put a teacup and a teapot in the kitchen with a little table and a bench. There's a little dog I had. There's little food items in the kitchen, a pan with a spatula. But I put some wall art up on the walls. There's some more things in the cupboards just to make it look more realistic. There's that pan. I have a light fixture in the kitchen that I made. Here is the dining room table with some plates, some teacups, and some food. I put some books on top of that shelf there, and I added other items like the package, the bone, the skull. There's the desk area now with the clock behind it. Here's the finished coffee table. Here's the finished bathroom. I put that little raven with a bath towel over the bathtub. There's what the light fixture is going to be. Not quite done with the lighting yet, but that's how it's going to set. And then there's the bedroom with the night table with some books on it and the little lamp. I put that skeleton up at the top of the wardrobe there. I put some things on the wall, some creepy pictures that I had. And so this is pretty much the finished dollhouse. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video and what you thought of the whole process of the Gothic dollhouse coming together. This is how I pretty much work on my coffins, my little do-it-yourself rooms, and obviously something bigger like this shelf that I turned into a dollhouse. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy spooky season. If you're into that sort of thing, this is pretty much my favorite time of year, so I was excited to do this and film it and show it to you guys. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Arrived at this particular... Hey, buddy. Okay, you're gonna have to see this because my boy is wanting something. Hi, buddy. Okay, now we're gonna have to set everything back up. Hang on.